Okay, now second part of this video, got Mewtwo, Pikachu, DK, Lucario. I think Mewtwo kind of sucks, to be honest, as a character. In fact, I consider putting him at the bottom of B tier, and I still feel like I should, but the thing is, Mewtwo sucks because he doesn't have many good options. His good options, like down tilt, Shadow Ball, and Air, are all really good. Like, those three options are all individually better than the entire toolkits of a lot of characters. Like, those three options are individually better than, like, the entire toolkit of, like, the C tier and below. Even the C plus tier characters are just, like, they wish they had a down tilt as good as his, a Shadow Ball as good as his, etc. But, he's a giant, floaty, lightweight character that loses hard to Cloud, loses hard to Bayonetta. I don't care if you're good versus the rest of the characters. If you're losing hard versus the top two characters in the game, to the point where your best main of that character has dropped them, like, good luck. I mean, obviously, we've seen Waddy do really good getting top 8 at SmashCon, and, he can carry the character, but then I saw him versus Leo, and I was like, this just doesn't look possible. Also struggles with Diddy. He might lose to Rosa, in my opinion. And, what does he have? He doesn't really smash 4 people that hard in this game, because he has some combos that are dirty, but he doesn't have, like, Rage kill you at, like, 20 BS. And he'll die at like 60 or 70 because he's so light. I think he's lighter than Rosa, which is crazy. Combined out the fact that when he throws his tail attacks out, he does have a bigger hurt box to attack him. And yeah, I don't know. This character is good. Down tilt and Shadow Ball and there are really good tools. Footstool Disable is a really good tool, but it's not enough to carry him. Not when he's just such a big, easy to exploit target. Especially since he's so floaty and can't jump at you a lot of times and can't accept disadvantage and has a really abusable, double jump that leaves him open longer than it should. I can't phone. Afterwards, Pikachu, you can just pay attention to ESIM on Twitter and everywhere else you want to understand why he's good, because this character is pretty good. ESIM's been putting in more work lately to like an impressive degree. Rede has been putting in some work at, I think Smash kind of got like top 16. This character isn't common, but he definitely does well versus Cloud and Bayo, at least better than actually a lot of characters above him. And with Mario becoming less common in the meta, which was like his worst matchup, along with his other bad matchups, like I think Ness, for example, or Luigi was supposed to be bad apparently. Those characters aren't really common anymore because of Bayo and Cloud specifically. So that's helping him a lot, and he honestly could rise up in the meta, like, over the next few months to, like, B plus tier, or even A tier, just because of the character shift. But, he's Pikachu. Ridiculous combo game, really good advantage state, basically non-existent disadvantage state. Doesn't abuse Smash 4 stuff, but you don't need to, if you're not getting Smash 4'd yourself. And, yeah. Afterwards, DK. DK is weird in the sense that he's actually not that great of a character, but at the same time, you can use him as a counterpick versus certain characters. Well, not even a counterpick, but as a good choice versus certain characters and players, like an aggressive Cloud, or like, Sheik, or Ryu, or Mario, or actually, Marth, Lucina, Mewtwo. Actually, you can use him versus a lot of characters, just not versus Rosa, probably not versus Fox, not versus Zero Suit, not versus Sonic, not versus Bayo. So the point is, versus certain characters, he's really good, because, he grabs you twice and you're dead. Giant hitboxes, good speed, has combos with tilts and jab into grab, even dash attack a low percent in the grab. He has a nice offstage game with back air. His recovery is good enough. He lives long enough to really get that huge rage and abuse it. And yeah, he exists because he has a matchup spread that makes him a great secondary, but an awful main. But I think being a great secondary is better in today's meta, when most people have 2 or 3 characters, and it's not too hard to pick up a character like him, than to be a character that has an okay matchup spread overall. Afterwards, Lucario. I just put him here because, I don't know, I just felt like it. This character is obviously really good, but I don't see him enough. Sue does very well. Apparently he struggles a lot with DK, who I just talked about. He struggles a lot with getting kill confirm, but not many characters in this game have those kind of raw kill confirms. And this is one of those characters that since he's at kill you so early, they're not going to get much rage and they'll be able to abuse it versus him. So he kind of is hard to smash for, as they call it. And yeah, You know, back air is good. His Orseer is really good for a lot of different things. You know, he has really good grounded movement, like a good dash, a good grab game. He's kind of like a grappler sometimes. You know, his up throw, up air, 7% will kill, actually. And, yeah, I don't know where to really put him besides here. Afterwards, C+ tier. Corrin is making waves lately with Leo using them. Cosmos has been doing better with Corrin at Nationals lately. But I'm still not convinced of this character's potential. He does well over some characters like Mario, Rosa, I guess Cloud and Bayo. But then I don't really see what else the character has for them. I don't want to say he or she with Corrin just because people could be like, no, it's a he, no, it's a she. So yeah, them. But yeah, you know, the character has, you know, some ridiculous kill power with like forward smash and tipper, side B, and back air, but for the most part, this character needs to get like a good amount of % on you. This character has a really abusable recovery, and that's a really big deal because you can throw them off stage, edge guard them, and they're dead. They're slow, so they have to. The thing about this character, since they're slow, you can kind of fight them on your terms, and that can hurt the character a lot. It's similar to Ryu, except without the explosive kill power of Ryu. And yeah, next up is Falcon. Falcon, you know, he gets his disadvantage state sucks. His neutral is kind of. He has to take risks in neutral. He has to go for dash grabs, dash shields, raw, you know, punishable options that can get a lot of reward. But since he has to constantly play a game of risks and 50-50s, I don't think he's that great. Like, he's good, but, you know, he's probably going to lose to all these characters that don't have to take these risks to get these big damage combos and reward. And you can't force, like, all the characters to play 50-50s, even though he has to a lot of times commit to those 50-50s. So, yeah. Afterwards, Meta Knight. He's really only here because he does well versus, like, Rosa and Peach and some other floaties. You know, his neutral is, like, a worse Fox's, but he can still be useful in some regards. Maybe I should have dropped him below Peach. I'm going to do it right now. Because he doesn't really do good versus the top tiers, although he doesn't do awful. Like, I think he does okay versus Cloud, you know? He probably does okay versus, like, Sonic and, like, Bayonetta. And he doesn't really... I don't think he loses any matchups too often, except maybe Mario and Diddy Kong. But that's, you know, if you're doing good versus Bayo and Cloud compared to most characters, that's still a really good shape for your character to be in. So, you know, yeah, he's above Peach. Now, Peach is kind of here because of Samsora putting in work. We haven't seen much of Peach otherwise. Yeah, there's not much else to say about Peach. She just kind of exists, gets some results. Shogo's versus Meta Knight. Pride doesn't really beat any of the top tiers, but doesn't do too bad for them. So Samsora beat Zero recently, actually. And yeah, just something this character really has anything special. You know, she doesn't have any Smash 4 gimmicks, but she has a good weight and floatiness that makes it hard to like combo and kill her. You know, she has good kill power. She has really good shield pressure, and she has all the tools you want in a character, except the ability to just like close out games that you're losing. I mean, I guess she can fair people, but that's about it. Oh, and down air, up B. That's like very specific. Like, she's 150 and you're 0 kind of percents. Afterwards, Olimar. Olimar basically is sort of like Peach in that he doesn't really do good versus the top tiers, but doesn't do awful. Like, I think he goes even with or loses basically every character in like B+ tier and higher, and even maybe B tier. But like, he loses to like most of them slightly, like -1. So you can use him as a solo main, but I kind of was foreshadowing this, talking about DK. You know, his matchup spread is evenly balanced, where he slightly loses or goes even with characters. And that's worse than having a spread that has like some good matchups against good top tiers. Yeah, that's worse than that. You know, his disadvantage state's really bad, and that's what holds it back. He has a great neutral. He has some really good kill power. He's hard to hit because he's small. He has good frame data. He has great range. He has all these great things. But then you hit him once, put him in the air, and sometimes he would never get back. Sometimes you react to his ledge options, he's done. You react to his landing options, he's done, etc., etc. Next up is Luigi. Haven't seen him too much lately. I don't have much to say about him. Besides, you know, I feel like he's still a very good character. It's underexplored, but I also admit that because his results have dropped with Elegant not attending as much and not doing as well as he used to, you know, I have to concede the fact that maybe his lack of mobility, easiness to juggle, and relatively linear game plan is holding him back. Now, Bowser is a worse DK. You know the drill. You know, grabs people, up throws, and kills them. His main advantage over DK is just the fact that his window for Koopa is so much bigger than DK's Ding Dong window for pretty much the entire cast. And, yeah. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what the advantages of Bowser are over DK. I know Flamethrower can be pretty good over certain matchups. His back air is a really good aerial smash. I think he might have a better dash. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. I think if you could pick up a grappler, you're better off picking DK unless there's specific things you like about Bowser. Like Nairo, for example, who really likes certain things about Bowser more than DK. Afterwards, C tier. This is where I call the zoner tier, because 5 out of 8 of these characters are zoners who basically have mixed matchup spreads against all these other characters. Like, most of them do bad versus Fox. They all do kind of bad versus Rosa. Like, they all kind of have like a similar matchup spread with a few different quirks. But really the big thing is that all these characters, except Lucas, get kind of shut down. Actually, yeah, all these characters kind of get shut down by one of these two characters. Like, Cloud shuts down Toon Link, Villager, Duck Hunt. Maybe not Lucas. Bayonetta shuts down Toon Link, Villager, Mega Man, not Lucas probably, but Duck Hunt. So like, Lucas is the best out of all these. But Lucas then does pretty bad versus Daycon. And a lot of these other characters that Toon Link, Village, etc. do better versus. Now that says here just because, his recovery sucks. He doesn't have good enough kill power combo game. His neutral doesn't have enough range. Like, he gets walled out by most of the characters. He gets out combo by most of the characters. He gets edge guard by most of the characters. And we know his weaknesses. He's just dropping in the meta. He's not even a bad character. It's just that he's not good enough. Like, his good traits are still there. But people didn't really find places for his meta to grow. Especially, with the two best Nest players not dropping the character, but not replaying the game anymore. It's been hard to say this character's had any advancement. Greninja's here just because you always see the results. The theory's there. And this character has what I call, like, the theory versus results effect. Where this actually makes the character worse when they always talk about this character's theory and his potential, but then his results aren't there. And you could say, top players picked them up, they're not good enough. I'm not good. Like, their potential hasn't been showcased. My counter argument is this: if they have so much potential, why are the results not there? Why isn't anyone proving it? Because he's difficult to play? I don't think that's an excuse 4 years into the game. Period. I think if he was as good as people make him out to be, some dedicated player would have figured out a way to at least showcase this a couple times. But no one has. So it actually makes me think he's worse than people want to make him out to be, because they always talk all the stuff about him and have so many people labbing him and trying to showcase it, and that never works. The closest thing we saw to a good Greninja, like, at top level was Salem, who almost took a set, versus, was it Captain Zack or Mistake? One of those two. Yeah. Samus, she's a floaty character that's really heavy, with a decent enough neutral, but there's the fact that she doesn't get really comboed that hard, but she lives for a long time, means she's a really heavyweight character. She has pretty good kill power with Nair, Charge Shot, a good grab game, dash like up B jank is nice. And yeah, like if you watch Esam play, he does some decent stuff with the character. The character gets decent results everywhere, nothing crazy, but better than the characters below her. And I really think that's just because she's so hard to kill, and she has a good walling game. And then the rest of these characters, D plus to F tier, are kind of like, they're okay. Like, Yoshi's okay, but like, they all like have the issue of like, they probably just lose to Bayo Cloud too hard. Or like some of the A and B plus tier characters, Yoshi gets anti-air too by some characters. Link is just too slow a lot of times and has bad frame data, so you can abuse that. Palutena just doesn't have anything crazy going for her, although she's well-rounded. Robin gets juggled and edge guarded way too hard and is way too slow and has bad frame data and relies too much on his book and his Levin Sword, which you can just, wait for him to use and then punish him for not having it. Shulk is so reactive. Everything Shulk does is really easy to react to, so that cuts him down really hard. Falco has a bad disadvantage state, but otherwise he's okay. Wario relies on Waft, and if he doesn't get his Waft, he just loses. I think the Pits are really overrated as characters. I think the Pits are actually really bad, because they're well-rounded characters that don't have any sort of special like trick to like end games or like abuse things in neutral. They just have to outplay their opponent. And they have the tools in neutral to outplay their opponent because they're well-rounded in neutral, but they have to outplay their opponent. They have to win at least like 70% of the mix-up game they play in neutral. And, like, you don't want to do that in this game, because it's very easy to lose this game off losing neutral 30% of the time. So, yeah. And then Roy is a bad disadvantage state. You know, he gets juggled hard, edge guarded hard. He doesn't have much range in neutral, so he has to kind of really commit to what he's doing in neutral. Like, similar to Falcon, where, like, he's playing a lot of guessing games that other people don't have to play. So I don't think he's that good, although when he gets in, he can get a lot of damage going really quickly, so I give him that. D tier, you know, Little Mac, you run away from him on Triplats, you can't do much about it, you edge guard him, we know the deal. Pac-Man has actually been getting some decent results at events, nothing crazy, but, like, better than, I think, most of the characters here, but I still think this character is awful, because his entire game plan is very linear. You see the Hydrant setup coming, you see the fruit setups coming, you see all the stuff coming, bad range, bad A-button attacks. I mean, there's decent frame data, but you can't get in for them. And he has no grab game, so you can't do anything about shields except, like, some janky setups that you can see coming. So, yeah, I don't think he has the tools to compete, but I don't think people know the matchup, which is why he gets some results they shouldn't. Charizard is non-functional. A little bit salty about this character because I love playing this character, but I looked at his hitboxes a few days ago, and his hurtboxes, and the big thing about this character is he has some okay frame data. Has some decent hitboxes. He actually has a lot of decent things. But then some hitboxes, like his up B, don't work properly. You know, up smash, people fall out of it. But the biggest thing about him is his head is a hurtbox, and he's always hunching forward. So even when he grabs, for example, his head, the hurtbox of his head actually reaches farther than his grab reaches. That is a problem. When he grabs a ledge, his head lingers there, making him really easy to 2-frame, or just hit on the ledge with basically anything. Even neutral, when he's spacing attacks out, because his head's always leaning forward, you can actually outspace him really easily, and a lot of moves that should be disjointed aren't disjointed because of his head. So, yeah, lack of disjoints outside of, like, his tail, which, you know, a lot of his tail attacks are really slow, hurts him a lot. The one thing I give him is he has a really, really good set of 2-frame tools with back air, down smash, and angle down forward tilt. He can 2-frame people easily. So, yeah. Next game, watch. You can basically run away from the character. This character has nice disjoints, you know, tangibility frames and up smash, and overall isn't the worst. You know, if he chases you down and starts grabbing you, you can take a lot of damage, but he's slow. If you fight Game Watch kind of like you'd fight like Ryu or Kirby by just not fighting them, running away a lot, he can't do much to chase you. Like, eventually you have to hit him, but you can frustrate them and play as slow as you want, and if you get a lead, it's hard for them to make a comeback without committing to things that you can punish. Or at least escape from and then, like, abuse the fact that he's in disadvantage, for example. Rob is just, he gets combo 2-out by a lot of characters, and, like, even though his neutral is okay with projectiles, it's not good enough. He only really has down throw up air for, like, BS and, like, gyro up smash, but nothing crazy. But really, he just gets combo too hard. His size and weight combination gets him screwed over by a lot of the top tier characters. And I'm not sure he does versus, like, the mid tier characters and low tier characters, but that's because you don't see him anymore. Next is Ike. Poor Ike. He has back air and forward air and air, and he has good grab. He actually has a lot of good stuff. And maybe I should have put him higher, to be honest. But I feel like, despite all the good stuff he has to commit to his, like, everything. When he jumps in, he's very slow, so you can see the jump coming a mile away and just avoid it and punish by making him with the attack, or just hitting him before his hitbox comes out. You know, if he's going for grabs, his grab is little range, and he has good grab combos, but they're not, like, ridiculous. They're, like, up throw fair for, like, 25%, which is whatever in this game. But then he gets juggled really hard. Awful landing options, and his recovery is also really bad. You can just go above it and down air him for free, and he's done. And you can just wait for the up B every time. And if he's side B, you just get it. Like, you just get where he's going to side B to and back air, and he's dead. And, yeah, he's just okay neutral, but really bad disadvantage state, and can't really abuse the advantage state because he's slow. And a lot of his attacks, like, if he jumps you in an advantage state and misses, you get out of it. If he goes for, like, a smash and he misses, you get out of it. If he goes for a tilt and misses, you get out of it. So, like, he can't hold an advantage state because whenever he guesses wrong, he loses it. Okay, so next, D. Character's basically not played, so I don't even know much about him. All I know is his ledge game is, like, really good. Like, if he puts you on the ledge, you can start doing Gordo and down smash traps and destroy you there. But that's about it. Otherwise, he's not that scary at all. You know, you just out-neutral him, juggle him. And he wasn't really made as a functional character for the most part. Next is Dr. Mario, you know, the worst Mario. Probably honestly better than what I gave him credit for, but we don't see him enough. And I think you can fight him the same way as some other characters, like Game Watch, where you just don't fight him. You run away, you let him commit to things, you punish him for committing to things, and he can't do much about it. And yeah. And finally, F tier. Sorry to everyone who plays characters in F tier. Wii Fit Trainer is the only character that I think may have been better in D tier. But anyway, Wii Fit Trainer, her entire game plan is go to a ledge, throw projectiles. If you have a character that can deal with her ledge game really well and hit her for camping the ledge and throwing projectiles, guess what? You win. Good job. So yeah, not that good otherwise, bad hitboxes. And the really character has nothing else going for them besides ledge game and projectile game, which most characters can get by really easily. Zelda is next. I don't even have to talk about this character. We already know the character's slow. Most of her specials are not good. You get DI out of up B if you see it coming, so she can't connect with spot dodge, up B, kill you. Her throw game is she has an okay throw game, but she doesn't have the speed or setups to get it in the first place. Aerials require very specific spacing to make work. Yeah, and a lot of her attacks are committal, like her tilts, pretty punishable on whiff, even on block. Dash attack punishable, smashes punishable in low range. And she just doesn't have the tools needed to compete. Next up, I think all four of these characters could arguably be the worst in the game. But if I had to put an order, it'd be something like this: Bowser Jr., Ganondorf, Jiggs, Kirby. Bowser Jr. just doesn't... He has really good kill power, and his card is actually okay. But because of his mechanics of taking more damage when his head gets hit, but the way the hitboxes work, he'll actually take a lot more damage from combos than most characters. He gets ding-donged by DK really easily. A lot of characters just have these big combos and kill him really early as a result of his tumble animation, making so his head is in the way. You can just hit him out of the card really easily, or just not respect it. He has no grab game whatsoever. His grab is actually a joke. He has some powerful smashes if he puts you in a bad situation, but they have a lot of lag, and you can see them coming. There's not too much range. His Mecha Koopa's alright, but it can be used against him really well, especially since he's so laggy when he pulls it out. Up air is a good juggling tool, but there's little range on it, and he has a lot of trouble putting you in a situation in the air in the first place. And overall his advantage state is pretty solid, but he can't put you there well, because he can't open up a good defense. Assuming you know the matchup. If you don't know the matchup, though, he can actually be a really big problem. Ganondorf is next. This is a character that actually has a decent neutral. He has a lot of range on his attacks, although I think a lot of his attacks extend his hitboxes. But outside of decent range on his attacks, and obviously good kill power, he doesn't have much. He doesn't really have combos outside down throw dash attack at 0%. He's really slow. Off stage, he's really easy to edge guard. In the air, he gets juggled forever. And basically, once he gets thrown up or away once, he should not return the neutral without a lot of work. And for all the effort he puts in the neutral, he's just going to get single hits to do a lot of damage, but don't lead into anything besides single hits and an advantage state, which isn't reliable because he doesn't have great setups. So yeah, he has his chokehold, which is cool if he can get it, but there's not reason to shield versus Ganondorf. If he's at that chokehold distance, and if he's closer than that, you generally just throw attacks out to beat him before he presses attacks. Unless you're, of course, a character like Mario without much range. But that's... I guess he might have an okay matchup versus some characters like Mario, but probably not. And yeah. Next up, Jigglypuff, she's laughingstock of the community. I think she has okay aerials, okay air movement. The main problem is, a lot of times she doesn't have destroy in her attacks. You can hit her out of her aerials. And since she's jumping a lot, she doesn't really have a good way to, contest your shield. She has pound, but, you just don't let her pound your shield. Or, even if she pounds it, I don't think it'll break unless it's already, a little bit weakened. And on the ground, she has no ground game. That's the biggest thing. She has absolutely no ground game, so she's forced to jump. So characters with good anti-airs, hint, hint, Cloud, hint, hint, pretty much every top tier and high tier character in this game can just shut her down for jumping. And yeah, and then finally she's really light, so she just dies. What else is there to say? And finally, Kirby. Now, Kirby is my pick first character in the game, because I think this character legitimately is, you don't fight him and you win. This character is legitimately awful at approaching, awful airspeed, awful ground speed, awful range. If this character is actually fighting you, this character is pretty good, but that's why you just don't let the character fight you. you keep him away from you as much as possible. And if he gets close, you just run away. He can't really chase any sort of defensive option, and chipping him out with projectiles or letting him overcommit to things is just a way to... You can just time him out as well. And yeah, I just don't think this character has, like, the tools needed to chase people. Although, like I said, if he actually fights you and gets his combo game going, he's good. You know, he has a good grab game. His ledge advantage state's alright. He doesn't really juggle that well, but that's something. So yeah, that's my tier list, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, or don't. It's up to you. I just spoke for a lot of time and ranted about stuff. Anyway, peace out.